best PC strategy games to keep you on your toes with meaningful choices and weighty decisions, drawing you into their worlds with rewarding mechanics and impressive skill. Full of that gripping one more turn factor, these games rival the best role-playing games and best story games with their emergent narratives. Courtesy of all the meaningful choices you'll have to make throughout a campaign, these titles will take you from fantastical battlefields to the furthest reaches of the galaxy, from ancient Rome to Wembley Stadium. No matter your tastes, we've got you covered. At GadInsider, we've spent thousands of hours experimenting and testing PC all sorts of different strategy games to discern the best from the rest. If you're looking for a strategy title to sink your teeth into, you've come to the right place. Keep watching for the list of the very best titles in the genre, including some offerings that you might not have heard of. BattleTech Civil War. BattleTech is a hard-as-nails strategy game that's as deep as it's complex. Meticulously designed systems weave together to create the ultimate mech simulator with some great crew and ship management thrown in for good measure. As you take on jobs as a mercenary, you'll slowly upgrade your team, taking on harder and harder enemies while unraveling a compelling tale centered around an ongoing civil war. While BattleTech is definitely not for the faint of heart, it's actually pretty friendly to newcomers. A decent onboarding system as well as plenty of difficulty settings mean that you can tailor the experience to your own playstyle. Ship management, tense turn-based battles, and the ever-present threat of complete failure combine to make for a particularly engrossing game. Just make sure to put some time into learning the ropes early on, and you'll be taking on big scores in no time. Football Manager 2024, the long game. Football Manager 2024 is a top-tier strategy game that doesn't initially look like one. Beneath the promise of guiding a football team to glory, there's a wealth of spreadsheets and crunchy options to get stuck into to turn your team of has-beens into world beaters. The game can get as deep as you want, with AI staff members able to step in and help with tactics or training, and even able to recommend signings. But the fun of it is in being able to drop yourself anywhere in football and just taking a swing at running a club for yourself, whether it's Coventry City or Barcelona. Sid Meier's Civilization 6, history at your fingertips. The Civilization series ranks highly amongst the best PC strategy games, and Civilization 6 is no exception. Like its predecessors, Civilization 6 grounds the stake and spectacle of its grand strategy in our own reality, ensuring that any who play it instantly have a frame of reference for what's going on. Over several dozen hours, you'll guide and mold your fledgling civilization, bending the course of history. Why not have the US build the Eiffel Tower, or the Incas develop steam power years before the British? With Civilization 6, history is yours to shape. The title is especially strong in multiplayer too, and well worth playing alongside friends. Frostpunk 2, The City Must Survive. Perhaps the best PC strategy game when it comes to a single-player experience, Frostpunk 2 is a brutal title that'll force you to make dozens of difficult choices. The premise is novel too. Taking place in an alternate version of Victorian England, the world's been gripped by a sudden winter, freezing the land to the core. You're the captain of one of the last holdouts. Gather coal, build infrastructure, and pass laws as you attempt to weather the storm. Crusader Kings 3, crowning achievement. Crusader Kings 3 sits comfortably among the best PC strategy games of recent years. In this century-spanning title, you take on the role of a feudal noble during the medieval period. Throughout your character's life, you'll make countless decisions, ranging from the personal to the political. You'll wind up embroiled in a complex web of politics and social intrigue, underpinned by marriages, vendettas, and raw ambition. What's more, every game of Crusader Kings 3 is different, a promise delivered by the game's mind-bogglingly broad library of updates and happenings, enhanced by constant updates. Marvel's Midnight Suns. Save the world and make some friends. One of the best PC strategy games when it comes to immersing you in its world, Marvel's Midnight Suns puts you in charge of a team of superheroes with the goal of preventing a world-ending supernatural disaster. Midnight Suns combines role-playing game elements with fleshed-out strategy mechanics, letting you create your own character and then lead a superhero squad in turn-based combat. Battles take the form of a deep and rewarding card game where your heroes wail on goons and villains by taking actions based on cards drawn from their own unique decks. Decks you can customize between missions. You can socialize with other heroes, learning more about one another, and getting some powerful buffs in the process. Those looking for a well-rounded superhero strategy game need look no further. Against the Storm, Animal Instinct. A game where you control groups of whimsical-looking animal people might seem lighthearted on the surface. However, beneath its charming exterior, Against the Storm is a grilling strategy experience, standing proudly amongst the best PC strategy games. You play as a powerful figure called the Viceroy, and under orders from the Scorched Queen, you must lay claim to the wilderness to rebuild the smoldering city, your last hope against an impending natural disaster known as the Blight Storm. You'll need to maintain order, achieve prosperity, and stave off the Blight Storm, all while making your way towards important goals on an overworld map. Stellaris, the final frontier. Stellaris is to galactic conquest what Crusader Kings 3 is to medieval kingdoms. Both are developed by Paradox Interactive, but Stellaris takes a rather broader approach, allowing you to build an interstellar civilization of almost any kind. From starship construction to planetary management, there's a huge amount for you to do in this strategy epic. Want to play as a federation of human do-gooders who want to seek out new life and new civilizations? You can. Want to be an alien hive mind, hell-bent on devouring all organic life in the galaxy? You can do that too. Thanks to the wealth of customization options and expansions available, possibilities are nearly endless. Total War Warhammer 3 Fighting Fantasy. Total War Warhammer 3 is one of the best PC strategy games when it comes to fantasy. Armies of elves, demons, ogres, and more clash across the old world of games, Workshop's classic fantasy setting, and stunning real-time battles. As you'd hope, each faction behaves very distinctly. The Nobel Knights of Bretonia's majestic cavalry couldn't be more different from the conniving infiltrators of the rat-like Skaven. What's more, the game's campaigns have you manage an entire faction, building armies, upgrading cities, and spending resources to best defeat your enemies. XCOM 2 Resist. XCOM 2 is the sequel to XCOM Enemy Unknown and offers a major twist. We lost. Aliens have invaded the Earth and humanity has been conquered. A novel premise from one of the best PC strategy games out there. In XCOM 2, you're not leading Earth's defenses, you're leading its last resistance movement. Take the fight to the alien overlords and discover what they're planning before it's too late. You'll be able to enjoy an open-ended experience that lets you take control of your strike team, guide them, and attempt to preserve them through perilous missions as you fight to unravel alien tyranny.